Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like you know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. Don't give me this. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can't.
I
I'm
was
like,
scared for a second.
I'm scared.
I was like, I was about to throw my computer. I was like, you know what,
Guys,
girl?
not the fuck again.
I was just like, whoever is doing the bad juju,
Whatever's
I'm
going
meeting
on
you
with the
out.
bad juju, we're over it, guys.
I'm about
Please
to smack a son of. I swear to Bob.
let
Anywho, we're here.
we're
We're
here.
here.
This
We're here.
we're some committed bitches. Let me tell you,
We look. Today is supposed to be Jazz's sleep day. I'm supposed to
it
be
is. There's
gaming,
no sexually speaking is supposed to be happening today.
but we're here,
No
and
one's
I'm
here.
not playing no motherfucking games.
Nah, because we gotta
Just
talk about this. We really need to talk about the community, how to build it. It's very important. So we know we had a little snafu last week. No fault of ours, technical errors.
life be
But
life. Oh.
life be life in. But we're glad that you guys tuned back in this week. We really appreciate it. We have the same guest, even an extra one.
Yep,
So
so
very excited to go through
excited.
that. Yeah, girl. But listen, like I said, we're committed because Miss J had to fix her PC
Why you hold that shit? I fucking
and
went in
a
on
bitch is
her.
broadcasting from the car because I'm at a nudist resort and I didn't feel like bringing in my ring light, honestly, guys, to the nudist resort. And they're still doing like karaoke, and I could go like all the way in the back of the resort. But I'm
Love
like,
it.
these copyright things on Spotify, because we are on Spotify, by the way.
Yeah, we ain't trying to get caught
Yeah,
with
I
that.
was like, I'm trying to get us in no trouble, so I'm gonna bring my ass to the car.
Ma'am, let me tell you the amount of because again, everybody, I did with all the social media stuff. So the
Yeah,
amount of alerts I get were like, well, you use a 2.8-second song of this from blah 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 blah. I'm like, I don't
yeah,
care. Share revenue at this point.
right,
Just share,
right, right.
share, share. Leave me alone.
Listen, they in there going in. They going in there
They trying to
singing.
get their money. That's fun though. That's fun.
It's
I
so much.
love
Listen,
that.
I done brought my drink out to the car.
Oh snap.
You're not
I
supposed to
love
walk
that
out
for
with your
you.
cocktails, but I did.
And
And
and we love that. We love that for you. We love that for you.
I'm so
Let me
excited
just
to talk about this tonight,
yeah.
honestly, Jay.
Yeah.
I really
Girl,
am.
okay, and we're gonna go into it. And I love that we have some guests. We already have some in our backstage right now, which we're so excited about. But what I'm definitely gonna start off with, Ms. D, why don't we introduce yourself a little bit again to the people who don't know who you are, which I think is crazy when I think about that. Because who doesn't know the kinky
No,
host
it
herself?
is. I mean, it's definitely okay if you don't. It's okay, because
I
I like to usher some new ones in. I like a newbie situation. So if you're not new to Miss D, if you are new to Miss D, let me correct myself. Hi. I am Miss D, the kinky host. And I'm gonna give you the rundown of all my socials, but I'd like to like break down the kinky host a little bit, because some people like are like, what's going on? What do you offer? So as a queer polyam person in the lifestyle, I truly just enjoy creating spaces for Black and Brown people to explore and express their sexuality, their kinks, their fetishes with no judgment. And providing safe spaces, whether it is vanilla like my munches. I have two munches, about to be three, y'all. About to be three. But I have two munches, so those are real low key. They're literally, I describe them like afterwork munchers, afterwork mixers. But they're great. And then we got a little bit more spicier coming up at the end of this month. Pleasure and Play. It's a little kinky game night, so you can kind of like get your toe wet a little bit, get your toe wet, just experience some things. But for all of my people that are just ready to dive on in or experience lifestyle, whether that's BDSM, whether that is the leather community, whether that is swingers, I don't knock anyone's yum, and I am accepting to all. And I know a lot of people like to separate all of these many groups. But Ms. D's, none of her events are like that. It is for everybody, as long as you're Black and Brown. Please come on out. So Pleasure and Play is April 26th. It is a kinky game night. We're going to have some fetish stations there. It's going to be amazing. Some fun games, some fun vendors, drinks and food. And we're going to have one of the vendors on tonight. I'm really excited. But it is in a full lifestyle space. This is not an Airbnb. This ain't no hotel party. Like, I'm really trying to bring you guys something fantastic. And that's Saturday, April 26th. But if you, like I said, like you like the vanilla things, April 24th, I am hosting one of my munches. It is called the Kiki. It is a queer munch, and we are having a new location because we haven't outgrown our space. And I'm so excited about that because that means y'all be fucking with me. So we have a new location. I just posted that on my IG, and you can follow me on every platform. It is Miss DXMZ. DEEX. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram. That's where I'm most active. Fet Life. That is like a little kinky Facebook if y'all don't know. But yeah, I'm most active on my Instagram. I'm always posting my events. So yeah, hope to see you guys at the Kiki on the 24th. That is a queer munch, and that's from 6 to 7. Pleasure and Play Kinky Game Night on the 26th of April. That's gonna be a fun time. Get your tickets via Cash App, Venmo, or Eventbrite. And then the month, on the last day of the month, is always the last Wednesday, is the cookout munch. And that is just a hell of a good time. And a lot of people, y'all. So please come out to one of Miss D's events. And then, we got the feast, the full on play parties, which I'll be dropping that soon. I'll be dropping information on that soon, Miss J. They're not ready for that yet, Miss J.
First of all, let me tell you how I'm waiting for this play party, the kinky game night. I already got my outfit. Wait. I know. No. It's not a play party. I wasn't saying. Yeah, no. I know. That's why I corrected myself and said the kinky. No. It is a kinky game night. I like the fact that we're gonna wear lingerie. Keep it sassy, keep it sweet. Sexy. It's gonna be fun with the venues, all that stuff. I'm excited. Not to mention the feast that's coming up soon. Where Ms. D's gonna drop more information. I'm waiting, guys. I'm waiting. And I'm excited because I know Ms. D, all her stuff is always on and popping. And you got to be there. If you don't know, you got to experience what it is that the kinky host herself can do. So, with that being said, hello everybody. It's your fancy fetish lady here, Miss J. Obey Miss J on Instagram is where I'm most available on. Let's see here. I don't have anything updated besides me playing games. I ain't gonna lie. I've been really into gaming. Yo, guys, look, I be having errors. I be yelling and screaming. I be giving up. I be yelling at characters like they my mom. Yo. Oh yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Yeah, we have so many events, to be fair. It's all in my brain, but it's one of those things I gotta compartmentalize. You know what I mean? Right now, it's kinky conversations, right? I'm not talking about nothing else until the end. But Period. That's it. Because right now we focusing on the community. We're focusing on that stuff. But like I said, being part of the community and our journey, which I'm excited to talk about yet again. We're gonna talk about FetLife. I'm on FetLife. If you find me, you can. But I'm not active on it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. You can add me. You can add me. I didn't give up on it. Yo, literally, I up there. I'm like, I like this picture. Boom. I got 87 messages. I was like, well, I'm not looking at them. Sorry, y'all, because then you're gonna think I'm on there. I'm not. So, but yeah, that's it. That's it. Easy peasy squeezy. And let's see what's going on right now. So, what I'm excited about again to talk about. I have a few slides again from last time. The photos to kind of explain like what me and Ms. D are going to be talking about
Yep.
in regards into like just communities that she and I feel like is a little more accessible to a lot of people or known to a lot of people that are starting in a community. FetLife is one of them. So if you give me 1 second, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Miss J is tired most of the time. But
Listen, I'm tired most of the time too. I feel you.
girl.
But you're here and you're doing the thing.
Oh
You're
yeah.
doing the thing.
Oh, always.
And
Cause
the tent is sitting up. The tent is sitting up, girl. They
ma'am.
in my
Oh wait,
face.
and I got my new choker. You see that? I got the little pulley chain I wanted. So now when I'm just like, I need to be good, I pull it. It's so nice.
Ooh.
You know I gotta train my own self because I don't trust these motherfuckers. They take it too long.
No, no. I gotta train my own self because I don't trust these motherfuckers to do stuff.
Yo,
You
facts.
know what?
T.
Spoken like a true dom you are.
Yeah, because I was explaining this the other day with somebody. They were like, "Well, you could just give in to like, the partner." I was like, "Let me explain something to you. If you get my order wrong, I don't trust you anymore. Like,
Mama,
it's
don't
not. I
give
cannot.
in.
I do not. I'm like, oh, so you
Doesn't give
just
in.
not the one. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever." But anywho, so just like Miss D and I were just talking about recently, this is FetLife. So this is pretty much like their standard website. I personally feel like the website could be a little better, but that's just my
The
geeky side.
website is so outdated.
It's so
And
outdated. It
the
drives
people
me
that are
nuts.
on it, no. The people that are signing up, so sorry, guys. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. But honestly though, it is great connections. There's
Right.
a lot of different communities on there for starters. For I think my first event, I think we talked about I ever went there years and years ago was called the Vanilla Munch, which I thought that shit
Mm.
was weird. I felt uncomfortable because like I said, I was the only brown person there. And I was like, maybe vanilla meant something. And maybe I
Maybe
shouldn't be
it literally meant
meant something.
vanilla.
And I was
I'm
just
about to
like,
start
wow.
I'm about to start putting on my munches on Fat. It says like
Yeah,
attire, like
yeah, yeah,
vanilla attire.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
about to start putting like chocolate,
Yeah, chocolate mocha, butter
mocha,
pecan,
caramel,
within the brown shades, neutrals only.
cinnamon,
Cinnamon,
turmeric,
snickerdoodle, bitch, put snickerdoodle. Please put snickerdoodle. Please put fucking snickerdoodle on that
anything
bitch.
but vanilla. Anything but
Anything
vanilla.
but
So
vanilla.
vanilla. Let me just spill a little tea and talking about community because that's what we're talking about.
Hmm.
I love to go out. I love to build community, meet
Hmm.
new people. I love going to different type of spaces. I'm at one right now currently. The girl is broadcasting live. I mean, I know I'm in a car, but I'm on the grounds of a nudist resort, and it is fantastic here. It is great. It's called
Hmm.
Caliente.
Ooh,
And it is a full nudist resort. You can book a hotel stay. It is huge.
mhm.
The pool, the venues, everything is great. They have a lifestyle space in the basement, and it is full new. You can't wear no clothes. They have lockers. You gotta lock it up.
Love that.
And yeah, so this show is gonna be great. I have a drink, but just know that Miss D also will not be on here for 2 hours because I'm
We
trying
got
to take my ass inside.
Yeah, no, girl, enjoy yourself. We're trying to do this real quick to connect to the community, let you know we didn't forget about y'all and we're dedicated. We
We
want to
are so
make sure
dedicated.
we are trying to make sure that we're helping y'all out. And not just that, just building our community, which we're also going to bring up something later on today. But let's just get into this right quick. So
Yeah,
of course we
and
have
also Miss
what?
J though, with you talking about FetLife, I do want to
Yeah.
say people really should use FetLife
Mm-hmm.
as a tool. I said this on last episode
Mm-hmm.
right before we cut off. Definitely use it as a tool. I know FetLife gets shitted on. I shit on it. Miss J shits on it. Like the entire world, we all hate the platform. We hate the creeps on there. None
Right.
of that's going to change, guys. Like we are, um, you probably need another drink. Give me another drink, boo. He inside. He
I
inside.
got you.
But yeah. So you should use FetLife
Hmm.
for your events.
Yeah.
I
I will
think
say I do
FetLife
that.
is great for finding events. It really is. And when you find events, you find community. You will find
Hmm.
people that align with you, kink wise,
Hmm.
sexuality wise, fetish wise, whatever. But yeah, use FetLife as a tool. It is not a dating app, guys. Please steer away from it. Trying to find a dom, trying to find a sub. Try to find those people in spaces, in events, in person.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with online vetting. I do it myself.
Same.
So there's nothing wrong with that, but I always encourage people in the lifestyle to do in person vetting at public events,
Yep.
not some solo one-on-one meeting. So yeah. Okay, so that's how you build community. We're talking about community here.
Definitely.
We're not talking about like hookups and just
Yeah.
random hotel run. We're talking about building friendships. We're bringing on a
Hmm.
lot of women and friends of mine and people that I'm building community with. Miss J
Hmm.
as well. So yeah, be very leery and be very careful of that life, but find the events. Don't try to find individual people. That is my
Exactly.
suggestion.
No,
Yes.
I agree with that 100%. Like, these are tools to help you on your journey, right? They shouldn't be the
Yeah.
only resource. You still should be doing your research yourself. In other places, you should like my before I had FetLife, I had cuffs and collars. That was years ago.
Mm.
Cuffs and collars
Is
was
that
a little.
still active? Is that still
I
active?
don't think so. I don't
I
think
don't think so
so
either.
because the one
Listen,
it
we
was
telling our
popping. Yo,
age.
ma'am, let me stop. I got it. But let me say, like, cuffs and collars, what I loved about it, every Thursday, I think,
Mhm.
they had a live chat. So everybody in the
Ooh, cute.
community was chatting in there. So you were just like saying everything. People asking for dates, people asking for meetups,
Yeah.
questions, everything. And you felt more connected with it. But again, like, it's
Yeah.
online.
Listen, there are some. Miss D does not do it. I am looking forward to try to incorporate this into my event. But there are so many lifestyle play parties that
Hmm.
before the parties they have like a chat where everybody's in a
Yeah.
chat and you could talk, pre-meet people, share pictures,
Hmm.
and it's in like a kind of public space. And
Hmm.
also a lot. Not all, but a lot of these lifestyle hosts now are hosting meet and greets before the play events, which I
Yep.
love. That's something that I do. You must get vetted in person. I did
Hmm.
online vetting. Not so much a fan of doing that. I probably won't do it again because some of the people I online vetted, yeah, not invited back to Miss D's events. um,
Oh yeah.
so yeah, so definitely take advantage of these places that are doing in-person vetting. Even if you don't plan on attending the event, just go and
Mhm.
meet all of these people and just
Mm.
it is just so
You
great
have
to go
to.
in person.
No, I agree, and I feel like if you're shy like me, guys, because don't get me wrong, I'm out here, but at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm very shy. Miss D could tell
Mhm.
you, I'm a baby bird. I'm like, I need to be in a corner eating some chicken wings, and that's it. And I'll wait till somebody talks to me. But you
Yeah.
also, if you actually want to be more participating in these type of events and lifestyles, you have to do your part. Not
Right.
everybody's gonna come to you. Not everybody, and plus, like to be fair too, do you want somebody only come into you? I don't want everybody talking to me. I gotta talk to you to see if I can get the vibe. So you should
Yeah.
also do that for yourself.
Yeah.
But
I,
let's
I
say,
agree because I get
yeah,
so many DMs like, "Oh,
mhm,
like when I post something, like of course,
yeah,
like so this is Miss J's page, who she looks
yep,
fucking amazing. I had to pause because the
yeah.
bitch is beautiful.
Yeah, sweetie. No, I still always get like what you call. Cause look at those messages, y'all. This is what I mean. Like I'm never on. But first of all, wait a minute. But look at my little baby numbers. Wait a minute, Miss D. First of all, bitch. First of
Whatever.
all,
Whatever.
ma'am, eating. Eight, no crumbs left. Fucking. If
Listen. It's just because I be outside. I'm a very mixy girl and I just be
yeah,
outside. Um, but I definitely would say for all my shy girls, guys, they,
they
thems,
them.
everything in between, for somebody that isn't into like I would say my cookout is my
Mhm.
biggest event, like that's
Mhm.
vanilla. That's not into an event that's 30, 40, 50, 70, 100 people, right? Like that's too much.
Mhm.
That's overwhelming. And I'm looking for something a little bit. There are events that are smaller. There are smaller
Mhm.
events. There are more, like not one on one, but like,
Mhm.
you can do maybe a cuddle event. Maybe you can just
Mhm.
do a smaller much. Like you can look at the numbers. Like look at the numbers.
Yeah,
If it's only 20 RSVPs, probably 5 people are going to show up. 3 people.
ma'am.
Maybe that's what you need. And you'll get a
Mhm.
one-on-one conversation with the host.
Mhm.
And usually, I would hope,
Mhm.
if they're hosting an event, they're very knowledgeable. I would hope.
Mhm. I'm not gonna say nothing, but yeah, no, I get you. I get
Right.
you, girl.
I'm
Why?
like,
Because
but
you know me, I
I
asked 20
would hope.
questions. No,
I
but I
would
get
hope.
you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
you. But like I said, hey, hey, hey. But like I said, like you can see how I'm just like, eh.
Right.
Miss D on point. She got what over 3,000 followers. I'm pretty sure it's like 8,000 right now at this point because they don't
It's
play about Miss
not. It's
D.
not. I think it's still like three something. But Fat
So,
Life is bullshit. Let me
I know.
let me speak real tea.
Go
Fat
ahead,
Life,
girl.
and I don't mean bullshit because we just talked about go find events. Okay,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like the number game on Fat
But I
Life,
think
like
that's normal for every event thing. Like sometimes you'll have, unless it's paid, you know what I mean? At the moment where you have to buy a ticket, you're really not going to get that 100 people that say they're going to go
oh no,
versus,
that's
yeah.
bullshit. Because I post the feast and the feast is a paid event, and I'm like, don't RSVP unless you come in and you've been vetted, first of
Oh,
all.
yeah, 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 yeah. But
But
I
I
think,
tell people all the time, like, do not trust. I'm just gonna only speak for my events, okay?
okay.
Don't trust those RSVP lists, right? Like, okay, my cookout is my biggest event. I
Hmm.
probably right now have maybe 120 people RSVP.
Hmm.
On a solid day, my biggest event, maybe I had 70. I average about 50 to 35, like
Hmm.
regular. On a light day, maybe I get 20 people show up, but that's rare. Usually it's
Hmm.
about 30 plus. But that's crazy compared to people seeing it online,
Hmm.
like, oh, it's gonna be 150 people there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it is on Fed. Like everybody
Hmm.
clicks, oh, RSVP because they want to remember it. Like I did that
Yeah,
today.
no, that's no.
Right, I'm here in Tampa, and I'm like
Mhm.
scrolling through shit with my partner. Like, oh, let me just RCP just so I remember it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm going. So
Yeah, no, I do the same. I feel
yeah,
like there
so
should just be an alert button or something.
so don't
Like
trust
just
the
alert.
numbers, and some of them
Yeah.
followers be bots, and
Oh
half of
yeah.
them are creeps.
Yeah, yeah. It was like, hey, like I really like.
What?
I'm like, leave me alone, bro. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But
That's my girl down there.
just to so here is just like this is one of our actual groups, sexually speaking show group, our personal group that we actually try to connect with not only our viewers but like to get other people interested in other safe space because like I said, you guys can see us, hear our stories, all that good stuff. So then
Hmm.
again, you can join us and we can do that. This is another one I joined in Philadelphia. It's the Poly King community. Pretty chill people for the most part. I can't really. I haven't done anything with them though. Like I haven't been in
Okay.
any of their groups or anything like that. Like as far, but seems chill. These are the ones we were talking about last time before we got cut off. I
Hmm.
use apps. So this is technically they're like kinky dating apps, but they're also meant for people to connect as friends and try to figure out stuff. I really like how detailed it is sometimes, where it'll
Hmm.
be like this person in your area likes this type of play, this type of sensual dom, this and that, looking for this, that, and the third. And I feel like with these, they're a little more to the point, where I don't have to pussyfoot around people. Like I don't have to
Mm.
try to guess it. I feel like it's more like an in-person thing.
Okay.
And I also like that the safety, in my opinion, like even Floor, like the safetiness of it, in my opinion, sometimes it gets spicy on these app guys, right? So
Okay.
they'll send you a personal pic and it'll delete it automatically after like a minute. So you only
Oh.
have a minute. You cannot screenshot it. It will delete everything.
Hmm.
All messages self-destruct. Let's say if a
Are
weirdo's
these like
messaging you,
dating apps or are these
they're
like
like they're like
just
dating
friends
some of
fighting and like pink tiny?
they're like yeah, they're like kink play apps. Technically they're
Okay.
like I think they're meant to like seek people for dating, but like come on, a lot of people are there just to smash and do kinky stuff, to be
Okay.
fair. And like I said, I had some good conversations, but you know me, I got ADHD. I don't got time. once you say that you
Listen,
don't like Sailor Moon or some shit, I'm like, I'm done with you.
no
Goodbye.
dead ass. Once you
Like
lose
my
me
brain
about
just blocked
something,
you out.
you lose me. You lose me
Yeah,
for
I'm like,
sure.
no, thank
But
you.
me and Miss J definitely we are good Judies, okay? Good
Yeah.
Judies, but we always
Mhm.
have like opposite. Like Miss J is
Oh
giving
yeah,
you all the rundown of like the online community, and I'm like,
yeah.
get your ass the fuck
Yeah,
outside. Like,
no.
go
No,
outside and do
I
this.
like for me, like you said, I think that's why we work so well together too, because you encourage me to go out more. For me, I just don't have the tolerance of the bullshit. Especially
Yeah.
like when you like in certain kink spaces, like when you go to events and it's people who don't know their shit. Or
Yeah.
they'll be
Okay.
like something. I'm just like, I don't feel safe here.
And
Goodbye,
you're
y'all.
irritated.
Goodbye. And yeah, I'm irritated quick. I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm
But
leaving.
those people should be called out. Like when somebody is
No,
like not safe in the
yeah,
community or not
yeah.
like doing the right practices and not sometimes not called out in a negative way. Okay. Sometimes we can like have grace for people
Yeah, of
because
course.
maybe they just weren't taught properly and maybe they're
True.
not like trying to, force people into something. Maybe they just weren't taught properly and we can
Mhm.
approach people and tell them like the right thing like in a positive way. I
Of
try to
course.
do that like, oh well, I saw you over there with that flogger, maybe next time also try this, like try it
Yeah.
this way.
Yeah,
Try
no,
to
I agree.
be nice about it and a little passive, I guess, but that's also me, like I'm too nice sometimes.
No, you know what it is too though, is that like I just have a situation too. I'm very old school when it comes to knowledge, right? I feel like you
Mm,
should not, if you feel like fake dom and shit, like, yeah, I'm a dom, never had any experiences, never had any submissives in your life, never went through any training, you just think
mm,
it's choking and spanking a bitch. Do you even know how to choke a bitch properly? Do you even know how to address a submissive properly? Do you
yeah.
even know the journey to do that? So how could you, in my mind, say that? And it agitates me to the point where you should not be here. Don't get me wrong, it's not to a point where like I would never call it out, but it's a
Hmm.
situation too where I'm just like, you're making me uncomfortable and you're fake, but you know my attitude too. I don't play.
well,
I'm
well,
just like, ow.
I'm so glad you just said that word call out because
Yeah.
at some point in this episode, Miss D don't really be calling out stuff, but I do have to address something. Uh, you know,
Mhm.
for the community safety. I would just like to say it was brought to my knowledge that somebody was like promoting events with my name.
Mm,
And no ma'am. No ma'am. If you don't see something posted on my page personally for a play event, Miss D don't got nothing to do with it. Okay. I'm
mm,
not saying that out loud to the public, and I'm also going to make a separate video and post it to my page because that's very disturbing to find that out. And I've heard that from a few people about an event that happened in the past. I will say like about a month ago that was promoted under me that I had nothing to do with because my ass was in Florida at the time. So yeah, so going forward, please, for safety reasons, because I love me some safety, okay? I
mhm,
vet every single person that comes into a play space of mine. I have security. I have a team full of people. I have DMs. I have monitors. I have coordinators. I don't play the bullshit. I've had people at events that didn't act appropriate and they were removed. So I don't like that somebody promoted something that I was it was my event and that I was attending. So yeah, that's absolutely crazy. So like I
mhm.
said, I'm saying it out loud and I will post it on my page. If I do not post it on my Instagram, my Fed Life, I have nothing to do with it. And please do not attend because people went thinking that it was me. And they showed up thinking that they were going to see me and, go to one of my events because they love to go to my events because of the
Yeah.
type of class and tier that they are, and it was just like, what the fuck is this?
No, that's too much for
That-
me.
yeah. So guys, if I don't post it and it says my name on it, don't get him $1.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And that's the tea. So give me one sec. I want to put us. I want to talk about a few more things real quick. So this, if you guys ever wondering what Miss D's cookout munch is like, this is a vibe. This is the vibe, y'all. This is
Listen,
I
the vibe is always created. First of all, shout out to everybody that was down for the electric slide. And shout out to the DJ that was doing the work at my last munch. Mr. Bond was there. She was doing it. She was, I look, that's her right there in all her beautifulness.
so give me 1 second. So of course we have that put out there. So this right here too. So this is what I want to talk about real quick. So this is something I recently just started. It's not so much about building community, but it builds with like connection to other people and lifestyle that are creating. Because one thing I would tell you about collaborations with other people,
Mhm,
not many people are in the kink or lifestyle or anything properly, in my opinion. That we can relate to, I guess, and have like a good conversation about, where other ones were just like, we're gonna talk about gaming or something else. I don't know. We're going to do something.
mhm.
So also look for stuff like this, guys. These are other ways where you can connect with other people in the communities and see that if it, what is the saying? Like if you go to a buffet and you see other people that look like you eating there and is it good, it's good to eat there. That's all I'm saying. So if you see other people like you going to these events and doing these stuff, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to go. So go there, have fun. It's going to be
Right.
great. So what I want to do, Ms. D, I want to put it on you for a moment because I want to adjust because our guests are here. So bear with me, okay?
Okay. Yep. Oh, I'm a little frozen, so I didn't even realize it was just on me. My bad, guys. So sorry, so sorry. But yeah, okay, I am so excited. First of all, I'm going to talk about the events in order, what I got coming up soon. We already kind of ran down the list a little bit, but we are talking about community, and I feel like my events are definitely community building. That's why I wanted to do it. So the Kiki Munch it's my baby, y'all. Like I love the Kiki Munch so much. It is my smaller event.
I don't know where she went, but we love her for that. So, with that in mind, y'all, I want to put us on a little bit of a break because we actually have a few guests coming on in, and we're gonna put them out on. We're gonna have some good discussions, and Ms. D is gonna be back with us momentarily. Thank you so much for your patience. Do, 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 do. And we're back.
Oh, can you hear me?
I hear you. Now I hear you.
Oh, at this point, guys, I'm the drama. It's me. I'm the problem.
It's okay. It's okay. Things be happening and we're gonna make it through. We did it. And thank you everybody for your patience. Cause I didn't even know if y'all can hear me. Cause on my end I hear nothing. So I'm just like,
I can't hear anything.
no, that's fine. You can't hear anything? Oh my goodness. Girl. Girly pop. Yeah, I have your volume up on my end. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, you're logged in twice. There we go. So let me go ahead and fix that. All right. So Miss D, if you can start with everything you want to talk about while I try to adjust everything. Marty, is she frozen? He
Oh,
wants.
can y'all hear me? Because I still can't hear.
How's that? Can you hear now? Can you hear now? No, it's fine. Let me see. Okay, so I see that one. We're going to Miss D. Can you hear us? Let me see something. Okay, I'm trying to see if that worked, but it didn't. Okay. So, ladies, if you all can hear me, who would like to introduce themselves first? Let's start with that.
I can go first.
Sure, please do.
All right. Hey, y'all. I am Kitty Divine. It's KITTY _Divine, DIVINE on Instagram and FetLife. And I am from Richmond, Virginia. And I just created Decolonized Kink RVA. So we're going to be cultivating spaces for Black people, exclusively for Black people, something that we don't really have in Richmond. So I've been working with Miss D on that a little bit and trying to bring some safe spaces for Black people to Richmond.
Love that because we need more spaces, and I appreciate that.
We do, we do.
Hell yeah!
Need
Like it's
something outside of the white gaze.
ma'am. Like we were just talking about earlier. I was like, I went to my first munch a billion years ago, and it was called Vanilla Munch, and I realized why it was called Vanilla because I was not supposed to be there. I was not supposed to be there. I still suck it out. Like they were cool, but at the same time, I was like, I'm definitely just out of the loop with this.
Yes,
But
you just want to be around people that look like you,
yeah, like I
Yeah.
don't feel like I want to use my customer service voice. Like, hello, my name is Michelle, and
Exactly.
blah 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 blah. Which is not wrong. Like if you talk like that regular, but like for me, I like being myself and then like to be in a
Exactly.
space where
Yeah.
there's not a lot of representation for us of people
Hmm.
of color in general. And not to mention it's still like kind of a taboo, which like I talked to Ms. D about before, where it's like when it comes to being a black or brown person, especially a woman, it's such a like not weird progression in a bad way, but like the progression we've seen where we're more open about it is beautiful.
Yes,
Because
it
I
is.
remember like my first experience with a person of color in a kink setting was a black woman who wanted to be a submissive and her family finding out and telling her like they were ashamed of her.
Oh
And it was like,
man,
how dare you? And I was just like, she could be whatever she wants. Mind you, I'm a teenager.
exactly.
She could be whatever she wants. And then I'm like, oh, I get it because now like I'm educated more. But I was like, I get why some people get hesitant, but it's like we still need
Hmm.
representation. We still need
Yep.
all the good spaces because we belong in them too, and our on
Exactly.
our terms especially.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else like to go first? Next. Anybody got any events coming up? Miss D, can you hear us yet? Can you hear Miss D? Let me see if she can hear me on the back. Nah, I don't think she can hear us. You look gorgeous, mamas. I'm just letting you know that. You look fabulous. She's just looking. I feel like she gave me the meme like I did something bad. Any whooses. All right, so let's see, Love Bug. Thank you so much for telling us about it. How long have you been interested in starting those type of spaces?
So, actually, just kind of, I want to say somewhere around last year, like in the summertime, I went to Hito. That was my second time going to Hito.
Oh, yeah.
Um, and ran into Sir Lisa's was there, and kind of
Mhm.
snowball effect met Miss D through his one of his events.
Mhm.
So I started going to events along the East Coast to see what I can bring to Richmond. Doing my little research.
Mhm.
So yeah, so event wise, it's been since about last year.
Okay, that's actually pretty good though. I know, like Miss D said too. Like for me, I'm more of like I'm too shy and too my I got attitude. I got real attitude. And once I don't the energy is off, it's done. I don't care if everybody else is great. I just feel weird and I just bounce. It's like that one negative energy, which I have to learn. I got to do better with, but it's the primal brat in me. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. You ain't telling me nothing. I rule. That's it.
It's
But
important to know what you need, you know.
no, exactly. So with that being said, yeah, like I've been wanting to go to Hito for so long because that's the one in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
I wanted to because I used to live in Jamaica a little bit.
Oh.
And oh my god, yeah, I used to live in Montego and I wanted to we were trying to go to Ochi, but that didn't work out, which is fine, beautiful. Especially because I love island living. My family's from Puerto Rico, so like we loved it. But there's nothing in Puerto Rico, and I don't like hurricanes. But Jamaica, for some odd reason, they don't be getting all that crappy stuff. They don't be getting
Yeah,
all
they like
the
skip
mess.
around.
Hmm. But yeah, so that's Gucci. I love that. I love that to hear that.
Thank
So we
you.
have my pleasure. So we have Miss Honey, and I'm sorry if I'm saying this like Cinrex. Sorry,
It's
I can't pronounce tonight.
hi, it's Siren.
Siren, ma'am, I apologize because as a fellow mermaid, I am a mermaid. I identify as so. I apologize for that disrespect of
No, good,
improper
good.
your name. No, but please continue. And who would like to go first, Miss Honey? Can you hear us too? Because I know we were having some technical issues. We see you. Everybody looks gorgeous, by the way. Everybody looks gorgeous. Love it, eating it up. I'm fed for the rest of the night, and I appreciate y'all. So, um, Siren, would you like to go next, or Miss Honey?
Sure. Okay, so nice to meet everyone. Hi, my name is Siren. I've been in this lifestyle for about 10 years or so. I and I very much enjoy it. I love it. I've met Miss D at the cookouts and absolutely glad that I did.
Mm-hmm.
I met, I was originally connected with Sir Lisa's, which a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us kind of like all met through him.
Mm-hmm.
I met you, Miss Day, before,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just kind of like, and I'm also met, I believe I met Kitty before.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of like, and Brianna, of course, love her to
Mm-hmm.
pieces. And I love the community, so and I love
Mm-hmm.
seeing us, of
Oh,
course.
gang,
Um,
gang,
thank you.
always. That's how you know it's on and popping when we're there. That's what it is. That's what
Yeah.
it is. I don't play no games about us. But yeah, I love that. Do you have any like an events or anything like you want to put about like community wise or like what you feel like your connection to it was?
So, community wise, I guess I would like to put out that I am a personal chef. So, I do
Hmm.
provide culinary services for lifestyle events. My
Hmm.
business switched,
Okay.
and that's really that. I did cater a few of Miss D events, and I will be
Hmm.
catering that is up and coming. So,
Hmm.
seeing
I heard.
everyone.
I'm very excited. Very
Thank you.
excited.
I'm looking forward to meeting a bunch of more people, of course, because
Hmm.
we love meeting more people.
Of
Um,
course.
and what was your other question? I'm sorry.
I know, just like your connection to the community. Like, is there any like particular stories you wanted to divulge about like your connection to it? Because I feel like another thing a lot of us so far is talking about Sir Lizus and Miss D. I feel
Yes,
like more than likely they're always in the same room or in the same
they're
event.
always in the same room.
Always in the same, exactly.
Evil twin, kind of thing.
Yo, exactly. And
Um,
it's always like a good vibe. He's
sure.
really
Yeah, no,
interesting
for
as well.
sure. It's really good when I guess when it's good when you get to meet people that are
Hmm.
one POC,
Hmm.
but
Yep.
two lifestyle, but then also really good people. Because like you were just mentioning, like right, like you had stated before, there's a lot of people that do the whole
Hmm.
fake dom thing or the fake lifestyle thing, and they're just
Oh
like,
yeah.
you know, I'm a D type, so hear me roar kind of thing, or like I'm an S type, so I'm like really really super bratty and like
Mhm.
like whatever whatever. But it's and don't get me wrong, you know,
Mhm.
have your own personalities or whatever, but at the same time, I'm really big on education.
Same.
Like
Mhm.
if you're gonna be this way, if you're gonna behave this way, please conduct yourself in a manner that is safe.
No, I agree. I
So
have. I say I'm allergic to bullshit, and
hypoallergenic.
I cannot. No, thank you. Like once I hear something and they're like, "Yeah, I'm a dumb," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And mind you, I love education. I eat it up. I love it. I love learning new things. I love getting checked properly. They're like, "Actually, it's pronounced blah blah blah," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." But then when they're just like, "Yeah, but also, I don't believe in aftercare." I'm like, "You don't believe in what?" You don't believe and again, like I said, I think it's dangerous too because like even though I tend to be more submissive, professionally I'm dominant, but I'm more of a submissive in natural life. I try to be, but I'm a bad bitch too much and I can't. Like I can't be a submissive. There's too much shit to do in the world. So, especially like anything, I'm jumping in, but it makes it dangerous for people because, well, not dangerous, but like when people I'm communicating with in the lifestyle or they're new or what have you, and they say some stuff or try to control me or try to outrank me in a sense. I'm like, bro, let me explain something to you. And this not bro, gender neutral, guys. This for any person I'm talking to. Okay. As a primal submissive, a primal brat at that, I will eat you alive. I am not for the faint of heart. I am not here to sugarcoat nothing. I'm here to be cutesy and you can, color book or whatever the fuck you want to do, whatever the hell you want to describe that. I will still eat you alive if you can't keep up with me.
And see,
Especially. Mhm.
I 100% agree with you because for me personally, it's one of those things where um I'm a I
Mhm.
identify as a siren for a reason. You know,
Same thing with being a
I
mermaid. I drown these
highly,
motherfuckers.
I tell people all the time, I highly recommend that if you come over here, be prepared to be lured to your death. If you cannot
Exactly. See?
back the fuck up, because I did my research, I got my education, I put my time in. I have
Exactly.
so many good, people who are, leaders in
Mhm.
this community that if I felt as though I didn't have the good information,
Mhm.
just believe in 2.5 seconds I could find it. So it's one of those things where it's like I kindly suggest you back the fuck up.
No,
This
I
ain't
agree. I got an attitude. Like I said, when it comes to that, being a mermaid, um, I also like in the fairy, I guess you could say in the fantasy community, I also say like I'm a dragon. It is not a thing, babies. It's not you gotta do a lot to tame me, and it has to be shiny and no bullshit.
we love
And
shiny.
food. Oh, shiny's so nice.
We love
Anything shiny, I'm like, this is nice. And little small tiny trinkets, I geek out over that. I'm like, oh my god, I love it. But it's a situation of like, I think that's why it's so powerful and important in the communities, especially the ones that we're all trying to build and be a part of, is that it's important to also stand on business when it comes to that.
yes.
Like we got to call people out, educate people, even like I said, even veterans. Like I said, one of the things when me and Ms. D met a billion years ago, uh, I have old school knowledge. So certain terminologies are not used anymore, which is respectful and other stuff. Certain terminologies, certain ways we do things, whatever. So I'm still learning and I've been in this lifestyle for over 20 plus years. So, and that's just professionally. I've been in the lifestyle for educational wise. I started training, well, like educating myself like around 17, 18, because I was always fascinated. And I always say that kink, kink saved my life because it helped me get my power back. It helped me understand who I was, who I wanted, what I can be around me. You know what I mean? Because I am a queen at the end of the day, and only people who around my circle could be around me. I don't need to have bullshit people. You know what I mean? And I think people, especially with the whole bullshit of we got you. With the give me one second. Miss Honey, are you still unable to talk? Because it's saying that on my end you can.
It's showing up as mute on hers.
Yeah,
It's,
no, that's the thing. I keep on sending a message to unblock it, to unmute it, and it's not going through. Let me see something. Let me try something right quick. And I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm over talking everybody. So if I do talk too much, guys, you can say, "Hey, I want to tap in." Let's see. Especially because when Miss D's not here, I don't know how to reel myself in. Let's see here. Yes, now I can hear you. Oh my
really?
gosh. Give me one second. I'm going. No, we gonna make it work, babies. We gonna make it work. There we go.
Now we
Yay! Better
now we
touch.
can't see you.
I
Oh,
love
I'm
it.
there you
on
are.
stage. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
because I was just like, I feel like I'm taking over, and I apologize. I was like, I hope they don't think I'm trying to overrun them. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, girl.
No, girl.
Let me I gotta go back and see these messages.
All right, 1 second. I
All right,
gotta.
so speak your piece.
Oh, the pressure. Hi, everybody. All right, someone. So I don't really have much to say either. My name is Brianna, but I also go by Honey in
Hmm.
lifestyle. I've been in the community, I'd say, for probably about the past 2.5 years.
Hmm.
Like similar to Miss J,
Hmm.
it allowed me to find my space. It helped me to find my
Hmm.
people. Like most of us in Philly, we are a pretty small community. Like a lot of us are intertwined and we know each
Hmm.
other. As Siren mentioned, we are friends with Miss D,
Hmm.
and she has introduced us to a lot of people, but also Sir Leezus. He's a big performer in our community. He's also kind of, again, intertwined with a lot of people outside of Philadelphia. So it allows us to kind of navigate different spaces and different events that are either kind of more vanilla focused and obviously
Hmm.
more lifestyle focused. But on the topic of community, I appreciate you guys inviting me on here
Yeah.
because it is so important to have community. I feel like over the past couple days, there have
Hmm.
been like some things that have come out in a few Facebook groups that I'm a part of that have to do with
Hmm.
safety in the community. And I think it's
Hmm.
really important, whether you are just getting into it or you have been a part of it for a long time, to really set those standards of safety, that being prioritized in every space that you're in, whether you are just focusing on that for yourself
Hmm.
or you're able to provide that space for other people. So I'm excited to be here. I can also talk a lot, but I know that this is a conversation that is extremely important, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
also fun to have because when you have women and men alike who are kind of on the same page when it comes to community and making sure that, again, prioritizing safety is first, but also education, like there's
Hmm.
so much to learn. And like you said, Miss J, things are
Hmm.
completely different. I came into the game where a lot of things are not old school, and me as a person, I'm a little bit more old school, old fashioned. I have
Hmm.
an old soul, so I like things to kind of be a little bit more regimented and structured. That's kind of how I learn. But
Hmm.
honestly, I didn't have a mentor when I came into this space. I just kind
Hmm.
of found a few friends and continued to
Hmm.
network and talk, but things are just
Yeah.
different. They're a lot
It
different.
is. I'm happy. It's like one of those things I was telling when, like, before we started this show. Me and Ms. D, of course, in the kink lifestyle, all that stuff. We used to talk all the time about stuff. And I told her, I said, it makes me proud. Like when I used to scroll through TikTok and stuff like that and see not young girls, like age appropriate women, young women finding out that they can do this, that they can be a part of this community, doing the education, finding the sites, doing this, doing that. And I was like, I remember when I used to do that. I love that. I love that you guys had that because we had to fight for these resources.
Hmm.
We had to fight. And like I said, my mentor, was a white man who was trying to take advantage of me when I was a kid,
Mm.
like a young, no, not a young woman. I was 17, trying to take advantage of me.
Oh,
Nothing
wow.
crazy, but it was the fact that these were the options we had. We didn't
Mhm.
have a lot of
Mhm.
people and a lot of people in the community. So, like, even though he wasn't a bad person or like super groomy or anything like creepy, it's still weird, in my opinion. As a white man trying to teach a brown woman about being a submissive is
Right.
weird,
Yeah. There's
right?
definitely like a complex.
There's a
Exactly.
there. I 100% agree. And where I was fortunate, when I got into this lifestyle, however many moons ago,
Yeah.
I was fortunate that my first interaction with someone serious was actually a really safe one.
Mhm.
I got to really learn different kinks about myself and learn different things.
Mhm.
But it was so interesting because I was already, I want to say, this way
Mhm.
Mhm.
before I even got into this lifestyle, because
Mhm.
how I conduct myself, like how I've always just kind of been as a person. I'm very like, much like Honey, I'm very like, goal oriented. I'm very structured. I like things to be,
Mhm.
organized. I like to know what my role is and how I'm supposed to conduct myself. And I've
Mhm.
always felt this way. And I was
Mhm.
in these vanilla relationships,
Mhm.
and they were very vanilla.
Yeah.
And I
Draining.
I tried.
Draining.
I tried, but it wasn't giving that oomph that I needed. And I was
Yeah.
fortunate that a person that I was dealing with, um,
Mhm.
he was and still is a very just naturally domineering person. How he conducts
Mhm.
himself, how he does things, and I was like, "Ooh, what's this? This is shiny. I like this.
Yep.
I like that."
It's like,
And
I
in
like my precious. My
all
precious. I
because
like this.
my precious, my precious, all because he literally said to me one day, he was like, um, he told me to stay still. And he said,
Mhm.
"You're such a good girl." And I was like, "Hey, man,
Chill out. Chill
my
out.
chest,
New
my chest,
feelings.
my chest is tight. Somebody come get me." And I felt it.
Uh,
Mm. So
that's
yes.
that's good though. Like, and I feel like when it's positive, that's always great. Mine's I wouldn't say it was negative, but I definitely knew that it wasn't my space. As far as
Mhm.
like the community that was a part of it at the time, like I said, it was a bunch of white people. I'm sorry, that is what it was. It was a bunch of white
Mhm.
people in the middle of Philadelphia telling me how I should be crushing men's balls and shit.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
just like, yeah, I want to do that, but like, I don't need a white man telling me what to do. This is not the vibe I wanted. And again, he was
It's too
a
close to
great
Black
guy.
History Month. That don't sit right with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
look, that's my thing every year. I'm like, wow, on Black History Month, on Hispanic Heritage Month, is this
Mm-mm.
how we talking to women? Is this on Women's Heritage Month? We're not dealing with this. We're not in my dojo, not on my time. We're not doing it. But it's also very overwhelming, and I think that's one of the experiences like might get people nervous into trying to find their community. Like I said, if you're like me and you're shy, you can find it online, but be wary, do your research. Don't be
Mhm.
Mhm.
don't be getting kidnapped with the ice cream truck man. Like don't be doing stuff like that, y'all. Don't be doing it
Also,
because
I'm sorry, real
no,
quick with that.
no, go
Please, when you do your research, try to connect with at least somebody that you
ahead.
see actively like in this lifestyle,
Hmm.
because FetLife is the ice cream truck.
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
FetLife
Oh,
is the
yeah.
ice cream truck. And you can end up in Washington, D.C. in the back of a food truck somewhere
Mhm.
making ceviche. Like you like
No facts.
that life is a breeding ground. And don't get me wrong, there are some great people on there. There's some great like ways to connect, but it is so important to find like your local munches, going to your local events, meeting with like local people, or like
Yeah.
just even if you're asking like for references, like, hey,
Mm,
I want to come to this, but is there anything that
yeah.
whatever, or
Yeah.
putting yourself out there. But
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but go ahead. That
No,
was
no,
just
no. It's the truth. I feel like finding a community is different for everybody,
Mhm.
right? Do what feels right to you. Like I said, there'll be situations like my first big event I went to was called the Libertine Ball, and it was in Philadelphia back in the day. I don't know if you remember that. Anybody remembers that?
yeah.
But it was an event. It was so nice, and but it was overwhelming. So I had to talk myself into doing it. So like I had to trick myself, like, okay, two people walked in, now you can walk in. Okay, cool. That's the first step. Let me get a sip of a drink. maybe that'll calm me down. Let me walk
Hmm.
around a few times. Let me do everything at your own pace. Don't ever let anybody rush you. Don't ever feel like you need to do something. You don't have to do diddly squat. I don't care if you're submissive, dominant, bottom, top, whatever you identify as. You
Which
are
it
you
does not
are
matter.
it does not. You are in control first. You offer people your submission or you offer people your dominance because that is a thing too, right? We have to be respectful of consent on both sides. So
Mhm.
do what makes you feel right. If you don't feel right at that moment and you need to go sit in a corner and be a wallflower, go ahead and just observe. I do that. I don't give a crap. Until
That was
somebody brings out
my
some cards, bring out some dice, do something. We playing games. That's how you get me. Food and
listen.
games and shiny things.
That was my first experience at a play party. It was like a sausage fest, so there weren't enough women there. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was like one of the only, I think I was the only single woman.
Mm-hmm.
There was one other one who decided to be with a couple. And I was just like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do that. I don't want to be here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to play with all these men staring at me.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so awkward. So, definitely, don't do anything you don't want to do and leave. If
Yeah.
it's time to go, get out of there.
Yep. No,
Because one
that's
thing
a
for certain,
definite.
for sure, the
Yeah,
same
that's
way
very
you walk
true.
in the door is the same way you can leave out said door. Can no
Yep.
one,
Yep.
can nobody, keep you
Mm-hmm.
there? And if you feel as though that you are in danger,
Mm-hmm.
reach out to the authorities, reach out to the host, like,
Mm-hmm.
let them know, like, hey, I don't feel safe, but you at all times, your sole responsibility is
Mm-hmm.
to keep yourself safe and
Mm-hmm.
practice the word consent because
Mm-hmm.
we love
Mm,
because consent is sexy. We love
Oh
that.
yeah.
We value that. We cherish that.
Mm-hmm.
So consent that is entitled. Everyone is entitled to it. Everyone is
Mm-hmm.
entitled to their own safety, no matter where you go, no matter what you do. You have to be safe.
Yep. No, facts. True. And
Yeah,
like you said,
I definitely agree with that. And I think that sometimes we kind of get in our own heads, especially as someone like myself who's a little bit newer to the lifestyle. Like you just
mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, I want to try this, I want to try that. But you also have to understand the rules. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's where
mhm,
educating yourself is important. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously networking. Like Miss J, I'm very much an introvert. Like until
Same.
I get to know you, until I, can
Yeah.
kiki with you, I'm very much like,
Same.
all right, y'all. I'm having a freaking panic attack. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I've gone to Miss D's cookout munches,
Mm-hmm.
and even
Mm-hmm.
still, after knowing this beautiful woman for a while, I still have that social anxiety. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a part of my journey, and kind of coming out of my shell
Mm-hmm.
has also helped me to kind of figure out like, okay, when do I feel comfortable? When don't I feel comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
How can I advocate for myself in certain spaces? But again, all that comes down to educating myself and being self-aware. It's
Yeah.
really important in these spaces to be like, okay, when is where is my comfort level? Like Miss J said, if
Mm-hmm.
you have to step to the side and kind of observe things for a little bit and
Mm-hmm.
then go into it, that's important to know,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then like Kitty said as well, like you have to be okay with leaving. Like if a
Yeah.
situation is uncomfortable for you, or if you
Mm-hmm.
see things that are inappropriate
Mm-hmm.
and
mhm.
are getting out of hand, then you probably should leave. Like
Yeah.
it's never that deep. You could always play
Yep.
another day, and always go back to another event. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to be the end of the world.
No, like, that's 100%, and that's for everybody. I feel like that's a very core uh understanding in the lifestyle. Like if you're new to it, even me, like I said, even though I'm not new, I feel like I'm still new because I'm still relearning. I'm doing all these things again with being shy and stuff. Like I could talk to somebody for a whole hour at that one event and then I'll see you in another event. I'm like, I don't know who you are, baby. Who are you? I'm so
Hmm.
sorry. Because my brain socially, like anxiety, I black everything out. I just forget everything. And so I would tell people, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I just, blah, 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 and again, if you're nervous about standing up for yourself, of saying no, saying I don't want to be here anymore, even if you're having a good time, but maybe your anxiety is at a level, it's okay. This is the community for you then, to be fair, because we all understand consent. And the
Mhm,
ones who don't, we kick them out. We boo them
mhm.
to their out. We don't play games. You're gonna have assholes. You're gonna have bad situations sometimes. But more often than not, if there's veterans there, if there's people who've been playing for a long time, people who know about the situations, I'm one of them. I'm a chihuahua. I won't defend myself, but I'll defend everybody else in the room. I'm like, you're not gonna talk to my girl like that. Like, who are you? I was just at the bar, bro. I don't even know what the situation
I'm
is.
I'm opposite of that, right? So,
Mhm.
well, I'm the same but kind of different in a way. So for
Mhm.
me personally, um, if I even I love to sit back and watch everybody.
Mhm.
I love to watch everybody and watch how people do things. I like
Mhm.
paying attention to the wallflowers and the people who are new and just kind of like whatever. And I'll strike up a conversation with pretty much
Mhm.
anybody. But I do have social anxiety, so I'm an
Mhm.
ambivert. So when it's time for me to get the
Okay.
fuck on, I gotta go. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, between time, I have a great time with people.
Mhm.
I am big, 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 big on making people feel comfortable. And if I
Same.
see somebody doing something that's making somebody uncomfortable, I will quite literally go out of my way to make that person uncomfortable as as loudly as I possibly can. Because
Mhm.
the person is saying no, and you can't respect
Mhm.
the word no.
Mhm.
We're gonna teach you what
Yeah.
the word no means.
No. That's why I tell everybody I need a spray bottle with some water, like a dog. Like, get away from me.
Yes.
Get
It's
away.
the no bottle.
I'm gonna
We're gonna
deal with
call it
this
the no
shit.
bottle.
That's
It's
it.
gonna be endorsed by Miss J. It's gonna be called the no
Yeah.
bottle.
Yeah. Then I'm like,
And that's what
yep.
I
That's
value so
it.
much about our group is because
Yeah.
we, like, as women, we, no matter what our backgrounds are, like, we are resilient and we don't
Mhm.
play that shit. Like, when it comes to our girls, we're checking up. Listen, we know we're here, right? We're locked in. So you go
Mhm.
do your thing, I go do my thing. But I'm always, loop around and check on you, make sure that you're good. And I
Mhm.
really do value that. And even like Siren said, like, we be checking in, like, you talked to this person before, or is this
Mhm.
person good? Like, we
You Gucci?
share
You
that
good? What's
communication
good?
because it is important. There's a lot of people out here, as y'all mentioned earlier, that are pretending to be somebody that they're not. And it's nice to know people who have been in the lifestyle or the
Mhm.
community for a while who kind of know of people. If I could
Mhm.
share a little story, some
Mhm.
tea. So I'm
What?
in one of these groups and they recently had like a hotel takeover, which
Mhm.
sounds so fun. Like I cannot,
Mhm.
so I haven't done a lot of that stuff yet,
Yeah.
but I plan on like doing all that. Anywho,
Mhm.
so a lot of the people are in a Facebook group, which is cool, right? And they're obviously lifestyle based, but the hotel party, I guess the host, they couldn't like vet everybody in person. Like vetting, I didn't
Mhm.
realize how important that is. And I
Yes.
love that
Oh
Miss
yeah.
D takes the time to do it in person. And I know that every situation is different, right? Like every host might not be able to vet
Mhm.
people in person, but it just adds a different level of I don't know, like it just adds another level onto the vetting process when you can meet that person in person. You can kind of read their energy, you can get to know them a little bit more rather than just doing it virtually or just allowing people to buy tickets to certain events. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So anyway, they had this hotel takeover, had a great time, but towards the end of the night, this woman got too drunk. She went back to her
Mhm.
room, and there was a guy there who went into her room and sexually assaulted her. And this
Oh
is
my
like maybe a
God.
week or two ago. So, although that situation is very unfortunate and
Mhm.
may be very random and not as often, right? Those things still
Oh
happen.
yeah.
So, it is important to be like, when it comes to community, to have that communication.
Mhm.
Like, okay, I know that person, but I know some he's kind of
Mhm.
fishy, or I heard about him before, or have you
Mhm.
seen her do this? Or because women do it,
Mhm.
women are,
Yes.
we
Mhm.
be doing stuff too.
Mhm.
The
But
I
gender doesn't matter.
yeah.
gender does not matter. Like
Yeah.
women, so like if you see somebody doing something or if you know of somebody who has done something in the past and
Mhm.
they might be on some weird stuff, you need to be able to reach out to host or your friends and speak up,
Mhm.
because there's a lot of people who just be letting, different
Anybody.
individuals come to their events solely to sell a ticket, and things like that happen. So to have community and to be able to kind of
Oh,
reflect off
definitely.
people and get their input is definitely helpful.
No,
And
I agree.
also, I'm sorry to just to
Go
piggyback off of what Honey just said. A big part of that, and I noticed that with Ms. D specifically, that I did see this happen when these events kind of happen and these things like transpire. Her and her team is very quick to
on.
address that situation. Like,
Mhm.
hey, something happened. This person was uncomfortable. This cannot happen. This is
Mhm.
unacceptable. This person is barred. This person is banned. And I noticed that in a lot of events because I've seen a lot of play parties. I've been to
Mhm.
a lot of different events. I've seen a lot of different things. And as a person who likes to watch other people,
Mhm.
um, the it's not a lot of accountability being
Mhm.
held on people who host events
Mhm.
because of course like you can't be controlled like Honey said you can't be in control of
Mhm.
everything that everyone does, yes,
Mhm.
but a lot of the times you don't see these people who host events saying like, hey, this happened at my event, and this person is okay. I followed certain protocols to make sure this person was
Mhm.
well. so forth and so on. So when you see that happen, it's absolutely refreshing, especially when you see it and you know that, like, hey, this wasn't okay, and the person was aware of it. Yeah. So when
Mhm.
you see those things, and it's like, okay, cool.
No, I agree with that, and I think that's why it's important to make sure the consent talk, like Miss D does in the beginning of each session of anything, whatever the hell, play party stuff. We're letting everybody know what the boundaries are, but also the communication is key. I think people get shy about it for some reason, and I get it, but also like this is your safety, not just for you, it's also for yourself and for
Mm-hmm.
other people, other people around you. Like we were just going about like the gender of like somebody harming somebody. It could be intentionally, unintentionally, we don't know, but you're still ruining somebody's experience. So even if it wasn't intentional, and I think like personally from conversations I personally had, especially like with a group of women versus a group of men, it would be, or identifying, as either out, either or, would be like when we're like, oh, I didn't think it was anything because they're stronger than me or this. I'm like, no, you touch that person without their consent. That's bad. You don't do that. I don't care if you were being playful, trying to be cutesy. If you were in a scene and they were not in that scene beforehand, that is forcing your energy onto. You're not supposed to do that. That's a
Mm-hmm.
You're not even
violation of
supposed to
them.
be even in the vicinity of the play area.
Exactly.
I seen, and I was
Hmm.
taken aback
Hmm.
when I went to an event recently and someone was performing and they were having a scene, and this other person
Hey, hey.
walked literally in the
Hmm.
middle of the scene,
Mm.
grabbed something from across the room, and pardon my French, but the nigga was too stunned to speak. I was
Yeah.
so shocked. I was like, wait a minute, do people
Have
not
any
know that?
respect?
First of all, we need to do what they do in like Game of Thrones. Shame, shame, boo, boo.
Oh,
Don't do that. Don't
and
do
wait,
that.
I'm sorry not to nerd out, but I'm currently rewatching Game of Thrones for like the
Oh
eighth
yeah.
time right now, and I'm
Hmm.
at the part where Cersei
The
got
shame.
shamed. So
Yep, yep, yep.
yeah,
No, I love that.
we're gonna get
Yeah,
our
like
own
that's
movie. That's what we're gonna
that's
do.
crazy. I think it is helpful though when you're
Hmm.
going into these events and that in the beginning of the event,
Hmm.
the host does give that consent talk. They do kind of
Hmm.
give the protocols and they give the standard of the event because there are times when you go into these spaces where sometimes there are
Hmm.
people who aren't really in the lifestyle. They are vanilla, or there have people who have been in it for a while and they forget how things go. So it's
Yep.
nice to have that. Listen, if you ain't here by 8:30, you ain't coming into the party because
Yeah.
the rules and regulations are going to be talked about straight from the rip. And then
Yep.
to be able to have that conversation, if anybody has questions, make sure you raise your hand or whatever the kid. Like,
Yep.
we have to give people the uh, encouragement to advocate for
Hmm.
themselves. If you have questions, this is the time to do it. If
Exactly.
if you don't understand what's going on, this is the time to speak
Hmm.
about it. Because people get in these events and they start seeing stuff like Siren said. You see somebody in the scene and you think it's appropriate to get up and walk. So I
Yeah.
actually partner with Sir Lisa's with the Lisa's Experience, and
Hmm.
there's a show coming up on the 31st of May. So if you don't have your tickets, make sure you follow him.
Gang, gang.
And usually in the beginning of his scenes, he will ask the crowd, like,
Hmm.
listen, I'm getting ready to start my scene. Everybody get your
Hmm.
drinks. Everybody do
Hmm.
what you do. But when I start, I'm starting and nobody should be moving and nobody should be talking, etc. And it just is it's interesting to me as more of an
Hmm.
introvert to watch people now because I used to be that vanilla girl who was like, oh my
Hmm.
God, like this is amazing.
Yeah.
you know, seeing those
Starry
big
eyed.
floggers and seeing the ass getting slapped and
Hmm.
fucking chains coming out and fucking meat tenderizers, you'd be like blown
Hmm.
away.
Yep.
But it's so interesting to watch how rude and disrespectful people can be.
Oh
Like if
yeah.
somebody's entertaining a audience, why are you getting up? Why are you in the middle of the aisle? Why are you still going up to the bar? Like,
I feel
but
like it's an etiquette thing. I'm so sorry
it
to
is an
interrupt.
etiquette
It's
thing,
an
and
etiquette
it's
thing, and they
sad
don't
that
know.
it's
It
just
is.
it's
But I
different.
No, I agree, and I'm sorry if I cut you off.
Mm-mm.
I think though it's like it's an etiquette thing definitely, but I also fear that it's because people get excited about kink and because it's different and if they're maybe in the lifestyle, maybe sometimes they're not at these events. Like at those types where they just want to see the experience of others and or you'll have the fake dom personality and are just like, yeah, I know how to do what Sir Lisa's does and blah blah blah. So they think they have the machismo to do whatever the fuck they want. Sit your ass down.
because you cannot listen here. Listen, just because you see this 6 foot something man walking around, choking, choking bitches
Yeah.
out, understand that all of this is consented. All of this stuff. Your name is Gerald, and you just got here.
You
You
just
Literally,
got
you do
here.
don't trust
not live
nobody.
here. You not go
Yeah.
here.
You're not like, sir,
Who are you?
sir.
It's just,
Your name is
it's funny too. And then,
you're
and
Anthony. Sit down.
right, and
Hmm.
then the Doms, when obviously he's a,
Hmm.
a dominant and a performer, of course, but it's so
Hmm.
funny to me, like when women come into the space too, and they're like talking shit, being bratty, and he be setting their ass straight, like,
Yeah.
yeah, because you was talking big money, and you don't
Yeah.
know what you're talking about, and he really be
Hmm.
sitting girls down. I think that is so
Yeah.
hilarious, but that's just, little me being observant. But I
No,
definitely fall into that switch space as well.
Yeah.
I found
Same.
that a little bit more about myself. Like, I definitely want to kind of
Hmm.
embrace my dominance, but
Hmm.
I also really enjoy being submissive. It's just finding those people too. Like, oh
Hmm.
my gosh, trying to
I'm
find the right
sorry.
one.
And real
No.
quick, just for something that I just seen Miss Divine say, she will cuss you out.
Yeah.
Real quick.
She will cuss you out. I've seen her do it. She will cuss you
Hmm.
out, especially when she's performing. Because y'all need to check her out. Please go see her,
Hmm.
especially
Hmm.
at the Jesus Experience on the 31st. Please go see
Hmm.
her. Oh my God! When I tell you y'all want a good time, that lady right there,
Hmm.
she gonna eat down every time, but she will cuss you out. Please.
No, and that's what they need. And personally, I felt like when in my doming days, I felt like that was something I say thing all the time. I don't give my kink away for free when it comes to as a dominant. So sometimes they want you to be upset so they can get that reaction out of you so they can get free energy from you.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, baby. You gonna give me my money, one. Two, you gonna respect me because I am a goddess, a queen, whatever the fuck I'm identifying at that time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not doing that. Especially the same situation like as a switch, even though I'm technically a switch, I don't like people coming to my space of any type of conversation and they try to dominate me or they try to make force me to dominate them.
Mm-hmm.
And don't do that. That's disrespectful. That's not what we signed up nor agreed upon. Because we're here having a regular conversation, but you're trying to be a brat against me. You're not going to outbrat a brat. A primal brat is not the bitch to mess with. I will eat you alive. That's our whole purpose is to torture you. I am not. And it's the same situation when it comes to like when again certain people are new in the community or they just really don't know the etiquette or whatever so they think they can do whatever they want or they can approach anybody they want. You cannot do that. You have to have respect, first of all, because we're all human, let's be real,
Mm-hmm.
but also when it comes to the kink community, we are all based on consent. We're based on boundaries. We're based on conversations and building that community and trust around each other because we're giving up a lot of ourselves to another individual. So if I can't trust you to have a normal, regular conversation, and you just trying to dominate me or trying to be bratty around me, you're done forever. I Until you can show me that you educated yourself and did more to better yourself, I'm not dealing with you.
Mm-hmm. I agree
I
with you
can't.
too. And
I
like,
can't.
Level. Right. I'm sorry.
no, like especially on FetLife, right? Like for
Mhm,
some of us, that might be our only that might be our only outlet, or going
mhm,
to certain events, that might be our only outlet. So sometimes you are kind of clouded by what's right, what's wrong if
mhm,
you're newer to the lifestyle. But that doesn't give you an excuse to not have respect. I think that
mhm,
has kind of like taught me, being in these spaces has taught me more about having like self-respect and
mhm.
identifying, like, again, what is uncomfortable, if
Yeah.
no means no, and
Mhm,
what I do and I don't like you said, somebody just coming up to you and trying to be dominant in the moment, or
mhm.
being a prey, like that's, if
Yeah.
that makes you uncomfortable,
Yeah.
you speak up for yourself in that
Mm,
moment. And even if you are shy,
mhm,
right, you have to make sure that you are advocating for yourself. I feel like that is
mhm,
extremely important, and you can learn that skill as you're
mhm,
growing through your journey, but
mhm.
making sure that you're not like settling for things that aren't
Oh
in
yeah.
alignment with who you are becoming or who you want to be
Mhm,
in the lifestyle. And I think it is important too, like with Divine, right? How she is able to kind of use her energy in a space to show her dominance, but to also be ladylike and to have, to kind of draw in that respect from people who really don't know her, or
mhm,
for you as well. Like if you're
mhm,
new, that's kind of where you have to find
mhm.
your balance. having respect
Mhm.
for yourself and making sure that you're being respectful of others.
Mhm. No, exactly. And that's, just to go back on people being nervous and shy and not really knowing, it's okay to also make mistakes, but humble yourself about it.
Hmm.
Don't be like I said. I get checked all the time. Miss D be checking me. She's like, Jazz, that's not how we talk about shit no more. Blah blah. I'm like, oh shit. Okay, I'm writing it down in my little notes to make sure I'm mentally preparing myself to the next time or the next interaction I had. It's a progression. It's a journey. It's a thing. It's ever evolving. The kink community is ever evolving. First of all, there was no black or brown people really talking about it back in and when I first started. None of us were in it like that. It was with secret possibly until now we're more open and we can have these conversation and it's always going to be changing and evolving, so it's okay. You're going to make mistakes, we're going to learn together, we're going to be that. This is the community to be a part of. That's
Hmm.
what you got to do, that because we're going to
Also,
fucks with each other.
and to like, I guess to add on to what you were saying just like a second ago, I think it is so important um when you are in this lifestyle and you're getting to know people and things like that,
Mm-hmm,
and you're getting to learn things about yourself. I think a lot of times when people walk into this, they're looking at it and they're just like, oh my God, people are doing this, like this is so taboo, and oh my God,
yeah,
and they love the glitz and glam of it. But
yeah,
what I've learned, especially being in this lifestyle for kind of as long as I have,
mm-hmm,
um, the beauty, don't get me wrong, the glitz and glam are great.
mm-hmm,
The fire, amazing.
mm-hmm.
Night play, chef's kiss. We
Oh,
love those kind of things.
love that.
We love those. But
Shit.
the beauty is learning the protocols,
Mm-hmm,
learning the little small intricate things, because those are the things that's what makes you grow in this. It's
mm-hmm.
not oh my God, well, I got a spanking, so oh my God, like
Yeah,
I'm a bottom.
yep.
What does your self-care regimen look like? Has it been
Yep.
changing for you? Because what you enjoyed at 21, you may not
Mhm.
enjoy at 36,
Yep.
because some people are just like, a lot of people with who do, bottoming, and they'll do like the aftercare. They're just like, oh well, yeah, they think that they're supposed to like, oh, love teddy bears and things like that. Sometimes you can just be like, actually, I would like to talk it out.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about what happened and why it happened, and
Yeah.
what can we do, what I could have done better, or you could have done better, or like
Yeah.
have, like aftercare
Mm-hmm,
is so different for everybody. But
mm-hmm.
when you walk into the glitz and glamour of everything,
Yeah.
people don't tell you that. They just
Yeah.
whatever. So it's so
Hmm.
important to have community. That is what
Mm-hmm,
it's for, to meet people, to learn things, because I didn't know certain things, and it took for
mm-hmm,
me to meet certain people to be like, oh, that's how you do. Oh, that's what that is.
mm-hmm,
Oh, okay. And when you spoke about, taking your power back, that's something that I had to learn. But
mm-hmm,
my trauma came from a vanilla relationship.
mm-hmm.
The lifestyle completely helped me heal so much stuff. But you learn so much stuff about yourself, but it's
Mm-hmm.
because of community.
Exactly.
Community.
And having friends that'll reel you back in. Y'all
Yeah.
like having friends that'll reel you back in. Like Miss J
Yep.
said, Miss D will be like, cut it
Yeah.
out.
She's like, Jay,
It's
if you don't cut your shit, I'm like, man, don't tell me what to do. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, you right though, but you right.
Yeah.
You right.
Like
yes,
like
yes, because you'll have
like I'm
people who
talking
will
shit.
just
I'm gonna shut up, but I'm gonna be
right.
talking shit again.
Because you'll have people that are like, for me,
Mm-hmm.
I cannot play the fake card. Like
No,
if
same.
I cannot play the ass kissing card. I really
Mm-hmm.
can't. It goes against my inner, like my body just can't
Yeah.
regulate it. It just doesn't come out right.
Yeah.
So like for me at first it was kind of hard to find girls.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of can't stand that phrase when they're like, "Oh, I'm such a
Yeah.
girl's girl." Bitch, show me you're a
Yeah.
girl's girl. I don't need you to tell me.
Where's the proof?
Where's the
Well,
proof? Are you genuine? Are you compassionate? Are you
Yeah.
easygoing? Are you down to earth? Can I talk to
Mm-hmm.
you without you talking about me
Yeah.
behind my back? Like, let's really
Yeah.
talk about it.
listen.
But at first for me, it was hard to kind of find my girls because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do all that.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually as time went on, I came across Miss D. I came across
Mm-hmm.
Siren. I'm like, oh, y'all are
Mm-hmm.
normal. Like I could talk
Yeah.
to y'all. And
Yeah.
it's nice to have those friends. But sometimes you're gonna be a lone wolf. Like I was going to a
Yeah.
lot of events by myself. Now I understand the importance of making sure you're sharing your location, making sure you're
Mm-hmm.
telling people where you're going to be at, finding a girl or a friend that maybe y'all don't even have to be friends, but maybe y'all are talking on social media and you were like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you're going to this thing. Like finding a person that may be going, or
Mm-hmm.
having that kind of correlation with people. But
Mm-hmm.
for me at first it was hard finding my friends. I don't know about
Yeah.
y'all.
No, it definitely is hard. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
No, I absolutely, when I tell you, like, finding
Mhm.
Miss D and finding, like, Honey, and,
Mhm.
like, I found
Mhm.
some really solid girls, some really
Mhm.
solid men in this lifestyle as
Mhm.
well. Like,
Yeah.
some really,
Some of
solid
the men, they're so
Yeah.
the men.
fun.
Yeah.
Listen, when I tell you, like, Sir RL and Sir
Mhm.
Carl and, like, people who are based here in Philly, oh my lord,
Mhm.
when I tell you, like, I have met some solid, great
Mhm.
women, and I met some solid, great men over my
Mhm.
course of, like, being in this lifestyle and,
Mhm.
fine and, like, meeting all of these different good people. And I honestly say in my experience, I've met more good people than I have bad ones. But it's because
Mhm.
of the good people that I can weed out the bad ones.
Yeah. But I think that's also a skill that we learn building the community to be a part of it. Because that's one thing I would say. One thing that always stuck with me when I was training as a submissive and a dominant later on was once you're in a community, you start reading people quick.
Hmm.
And I'm talking if you're a customer service job, why do you think? And I tell everybody, if you know me in real life, I get promoted within 6 months of every job I'm at. You know why? Because I know how to read
Period.
motherfuckers down. I got these older men trying to down talk to me. I'm like, okay, so what you gonna do? You're gonna listen to me. You're gonna sit your ass down. You're gonna get this paperwork. You're gonna fill it out, and you can come back to mama in a minute. Mind you, I'm younger than them, of course. And I'm like, we're not playing that. And then, whatever, you start feeding and understanding how to maneuver
The second
other
thing you let me fill out
personalities.
paperwork. I don't
Yeah,
even know
I'm
what
like,
he was talking
yeah.
about.
Yeah, no, I was like, "You gonna do it. You gonna do it very much so." And it's just one of those things too, it's just like or I'll get, like a manager or somebody, like, trying to disrespect you or microaggression and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, no. I'm a queen. I don't deal with this." I was like, You're a peasant to me right now. So when you
Period.
know how to respect and address me accordingly, then we can have a conversation." The amount of managers I had crying, and not because I was disrespectful. I'm very ladylike. I'm very professional. I'm very in my daily life. But here's the thing, you are looking to get your rocks off in some type of way, be it sexually or not, right? You're just trying to feel superior. I am not the one to feed off that with. It's not a thing, especially when I don't do wrong. I don't, not that I'm perfect, I'm not, but if I did wrong, I know before you know. So, you know what I mean? I'm going to humble myself before you get the chance to.
Hmm.
So, you learn and you pick out what type of people. I think that's what, like, with the girl comment, right? When I hear certain women say that they're girls, but you could tell that they're not, because how are you saying that? But you talking shit to me about Susan behind her back, and I'm a
Susie
firm
Q.
believer. Susie Q, don't get in my face about it. I'm like, and any person can tell you about me where I say, you can vent to me, that's perfectly fine. But you better be talking to them after me to
And
tell them
I'm
how you what you say.
and in a moment of transparency and honesty, I like to see girls who talk about other girls.
Oh,
They tell
it's
me that's the ones that show me which ones I need to stay the hell away from.
mhm.
Like,
Well,
I
but I think there's a difference though. There's a
no,
difference.
there's a difference for sure.
Yeah.
But the girls, like, I don't. I'm a very my face. I've had bosses, managers, and
Yeah.
lovers alike tell me I have resting bitch face
Mhm.
really bad. And one thing, my face is always going to tell it before my
Mhm.
mouth say it.
Oh yeah.
And you can't. I'm not chit chatty with girls that are very, like, or just
Mhm.
people. It's not even just
Mhm.
girls. But you can't come to me talking shit. But if I see you and I'm watching and I'm paying attention to
Mhm.
how you conduct yourself, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna clock that T. I'm gonna
Oh
I'm,
yeah.
I'm gonna clock that, and I'm gonna notice that, and I'm gonna be like, okay, and I'm gonna move accordingly because, yeah,
Yeah.
say what you need to say so I can hear you clearly.
Mhm.
So that way, if it's ever brought up again, I can
Mhm.
say no. You actually did say, because I'm not the person that's gonna be like, oh
Mhm.
well. If the person comes to me and says, oh well, did I say no? You
No.
actually did say that.
Yeah, I'm a receipt holder. I tell people that. I got the
Oh, receipt.
receipts, I got recordings, I got everything. Don't fuck with me. But I
Listen,
think it's a situation too when it comes to like the kink community. I think that's why I think a lot of us can't, and not saying that we can't be taken advantage of or get screwed over in some form or fashion or have negative experiences. However, a lot of us know at one point in time we're not break, but like we just done with that shit. Because if being a submissive, dominant, switch, whatever you want to call yourself, identify as, we know what we're deserving of because you have to in this lifestyle, because you're
mhm.
not gonna let no snot nosed new person come in talk about, yeah, I'm a dom and I know this and that, and they don't even know how to hold the paddle right. They don't know how to rub your booty after the first
Right.
smack. They don't know
Listen,
how to do the
Bitch,
thing. Get out of here.
Just because you use your palm to spank a bitch does not make you a dominant. Just because you can like do a growl doesn't make you a primal. Like I don't
Yeah.
know what the weird thing is with people, but
No.
no.
My inner dialogue every time I hear some bullshit is like, oh, so they're stupid. Oh, okay.
I,
That's cool.
hey,
And
Makes sense.
I'm just like, oh, that's cute. It's a stupid,
oh, listen,
guys.
it's retarded. Look at
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
I just
slow.
cannot. I'm like, oh, and you just pet. I'm like, oh, look at you trying. That's
Oh,
adorable.
That's so
Hi, and I just
sweet.
disappear.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Because
I swear, next time it happens, I'm gonna like pull out like a random spray bottle like out of my pocket, and it's gonna be
I'm
like,
telling you, you know what? I think we're gonna make a merchandise for sexually
you
speaking.
should.
It's gonna be a fucking
And
little
I will
spirit
start
bottle.
promoting it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
it's
because
gonna,
I'm like
yeah, and
spray.
it's
None
gonna
of
say
this
like
bullshit.
at the bottom, like
No
endorsed by
bullshit spray.
yo, yeah, bullshit spray, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be like activated with like the word no.
Yep,
Like we speak the word no into the bottle, and then we'll just
exactly.
shake it up really good and just like
Mhm.
scoop people in the face.
No,
I
it's
Yeah,
like
because
like
people just they be bugging. What do you guys find like for you? Like, if you
mhm,
could pick a, I guess if you could pick a word, what
mhm,
would be something that comes to mind, like when it comes to community? Like for me, I'd say I just had a few of them in my head. Now I forget them all. But I'd say like advocacy, like speaking up for yourself, speaking for
mhm,
yourself, speaking up for other people if you see something that's
mhm,
wrong. I feel like when it comes to community, advocacy is
mhm.
a word that comes to mind. What about y'all?
No, I feel for me, I would say education. I feel like would be one because we're educating each other and we're growing. Growth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Growth. A journey together. We're on a journey. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would be the thing because, like I said, it's going to be education. It's going to be bullshit times, good shit times. It's going to be kiki, kaka, whatever the fuck. And then sometimes it's just going to be we all after, we all done having fun. We're drinking a fucking coffee at the end of the day. I don't know. Whatever the fuck
Literally.
we doing, just vibing.
I would say transparency because I think that you can't truly be in this lifestyle and be authentic if you are not being transparent about who you
Mhm,
are and what it is that you're doing and how it is you're trying to conduct yourself. Even if you're
Mhm.
learning in it, even there's honesty and there's power in saying, "Hey, I'm new and I'm just learning."
mhm,
I'm new and I'm here to absorb. I'm new and
mhm,
or like, hey, I'm a vet and I like that,
mhm.
but being transparent about
Yeah.
your intentions, who you are, and
Mhm,
I'm like, Divine just said
mhm.
education, like, but
Yeah.
saying those things, doing those things, and
Mhm,
being transparent about who it is and how you are just as a person and what it
mhm.
is you are trying to achieve here. So
Mm-hmm.
people are not under any misconstruement or having any misconceptions about who
Mhm.
you are and what it is you're doing.
Mm-hmm. And
No.
Be
even if you
practicing
can't, even
authentic.
if, sorry,
No, go
No.
ahead.
even if you can't find your people in person, like I said, Philly is a small community. We all kind of know one another, and that has its pros and its cons. But even if you can't find your people in
Mhm,
person, right? Whether it's at a munch or an
mhm,
event, you can always find people on social media, especially
mhm,
people who you kind of admire or aspire to be. You can
mhm,
find those virtual mentors on social
mhm,
media, right? And just take the good, take the what you
mhm,
can learn away from that person. You don't obviously have to completely idolize that person and become
mhm,
them, but you can always take good tips from people that you follow online.
mhm,
Education is so important. I think that's like the
mhm.
bottom line. Like, we have to
Yeah.
educate ourselves all. We all have
Mhm,
to educate ourselves in order to have that
mhm.
level of respect for yourself and for other people. Um,
Exactly.
Because what could they say?
but
Education is elevation. You know.
yeah.
Exactly. This growth, it's beautiful. Like I said, in this community, I love, I respect it. You know, and the fact that we are here now, letting motherfuckers know we ain't going nowhere. This is our space. This is our job. That's it. And I love that for us. I love it. I love the fact
Hmm.
that we have, you ladies building communities, helping be a part of the communities grow. Ms. D everywhere with her fucking communities. Love that shit. Every time I talk to her, she got like 18 other new projects. I'm like, I love
Yep.
that.
I know. I'm like,
I'm
let's
like,
bring her
ma'am,
to
I
the
got
party
so
so
no
she could
money.
talk for us.
No, I know. I
She'll
was
weed them
just
out.
Yep.
but I think that's what's so great about, what we can offer with the community because like I said, guys, at the end of the day, in a nutshell, everything we talked about today is education educate yourself. What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve in it? It could be that you just want to try it out once. That's okay
Hmm.
too. You don't, and maybe you don't like it. That's fine too. That's perfectly okay.
Yep.
Nobody is gonna force you to do anything. Nobody, you should never feel forced. You should never feel obligated. You should never feel nothing because you are the person of destiny in this journey, right? Not to mention that whole thing for new baby kinks. I also always put this out. I always hear the whole thing like, well, he's a dominant, they're a dominant. I have to listen. You do not. The submissive is the one who actually has the power first. Let's be real.
Mhm.
So as a submissive, you have the right to say yes, no. Safety words for everything. If you know me in real life, I have safe words for everything. I use my safe word for sexual, non-sexual play, everything. Because sometimes I don't want to do it. Or I'll just say nope really loud and walk away. That's it. Nope is a word too for just stopping. And that's just how it should be. Have this part of the journey. Don't be afraid to look silly. Don't be too like if you could still be shy and go it on your own journey. You could find communities online first. Try to branch out to person ones. Look for munches or low key events first. There's even
Hmm.
nerdy ones. Like there's a D&D one I'm trying to run right now. I'm a fucking nerd. So I'm like, I want to do a D&D campaign. I want to do fucking video game stuff or have a conversation. I'm trying to rework on our we have a WhatsApp digital like munch meet that I'm trying to revamp. But like I said, a lot of people got on there and was acting crazy, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this. This is not what this.
Hmm.
This is not a meetup. This is not like sexual stuff. I don't want dick pics. I don't want none of that. We're here to communicate and meet up with each other like verbally, and you guys are being weird. This is, we can't have nothing nice. I was like, we're not
Listen.
dealing with this. But I will say we're towards the end. I love you guys. You ladies stayed up. Thank you so much for putting up with the technical difficulties. I appreciate y'all. Is there anything you guys want to talk about, promote, anything you want to say? How can we find y'all?
Go ahead, honey.
So you can follow me on Instagram. I do have all three platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Instagram is I am Brianna Celeste, Briana.
Got
Celeste is spelled
you.
Celeste. Can't even remember how to spell it. So yeah, I'm at Brianna Celeste on Instagram, period. And then I said that Lisa's experience, which is an
Oh, why did I
erotic
say
power
that?
exchange experience. It is very fun. It is both for vanilla people and those who have been
Mhm,
experiencing lifestyle. You will see erotic poetry, burlesque dancing, sometimes there's sensual dancing. And then
mhm.
at the end, Sir Lisa's does do an erotic power exchange, which is very interesting to watch. So if you're interested, if you're in the city, it is going to be Saturday, May 31st.
Okay.
And then other than that, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. So if you
Yeah.
follow me, I'll follow you back. And yeah, let's just have
Oh
some fun.
God. No, that's it.
And
Love
my
that.
name is Tyron. You can follow me on Unorthodox John on Instagram. I am on TikTok, of course, and other platforms. I mainly use Instagram though. I'm on Facebook as well because I'm whatever.
Mhm,
Um, and what was the other thing? That's primarily it. Like if you follow me, of course, I'll follow you back.
mhm,
I love to meet new people. I love to communicate. I love community.
mhm,
So if you have questions and I can provide answers, I will. And if I can't,
mhm.
I'll find a regular people for you. So
It's perfect. No worries at all. And of course, we did have a Miss Kitty earlier. She got disconnected, so I am posting her social media for you guys to go ahead and follow her or follow them. I'm not sure. I want to say she goes by her. So if that's wrong, I apologize. I did not ask about pronouns beforehand, so I apologize in advance, y'all. I just call everybody baby. I'm like a grandma. I identify as abuelita sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just trying to feed y'all and educate and be, good. But let me see. Actually, it seems like this is a very good conversation, y'all. I appreciate y'all coming up. Know that you could always, you guys want to hop on, let us know. Let Miss D know. She'll know before me. I just got to make sure I got everything prepared, and it looks like we good. It was an honor. It was a blessing. You
Yes.
guys have a great time. You guys can
thank you
follow us
for
every
having me.
Sunday at 8:30. I think me and Miss D are going to be back next Sunday with a new episode because we love you guys. We're here.
Yeah,
So and hopefully Miss D will have her situation, but I know she having fun. I ain't even gonna lie. I know she's at that party right now, living it up.
she done
High
left
key
it.
jelly. Yeah, she left. She had system issues.
Hmm.
And that, then she was like, that girl, just have fun. I'll carry the show. Don't worry about it. Y'all did all the work. I was eating it up. But um If you guys have any questions, concern, you guys can DM us. You can find us on all of our social media accounts as Sexually Speaking Show, or Sexually Dot Speaking. I just say go to our Instagram page, Sexually Dot Speaking on Instagram. We have a link tree. Click on the button. It's a lot easier, guys. We're everywhere. Too many to name. And it was a pleasure. It was an honor. And if there's anything else, you guys have any questions or a future topic, please let us know. We'll be happy to, look into that for y'all. But until then, we'll see you guys next time, and bye.
You know I don't play right. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like.